This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well, and welcome to the second episode in what I've decided to call Rhythm Wednesday. Basically, in this Wednesday lesson slot over the next few weeks, for the foreseeable future anyway, we're going to be looking at various different types of rhythm guitar techniques. I said last week in the first episode that for the first few weeks of this, we're going to be looking at blues rhythm guitar. Last week, we looked at the boogie shuffle kind of thing, the sort of thing that you hear on Status Quo and Chuck Berry recordings. I'm sure you're familiar with it. This week, it's all about the type of slightly funky kind of chord vamp that you find a lot of the time in the playing of many blues players, most notably Stevie Ray Vaughan and all of the people who have been influenced by him. I couldn't really think of a better name to give this, so I've called it the SRV vamp. Here's what it sounds like. And here's a little bit of an explanation on how to actually do it.
How to do it.
Okay, this is basically what is often referred to as the thumb round the top or the thumb over the top technique, where your thumb is coming over the top here and fretting a note on your sixth string, like that. Your classical guitar teacher wouldn't approve, but hey, we won't tell them. A lot of people find this quite difficult, and I think a lot of that is down to the fact they think they've got to get the thumb actually at that kind of an angle to kind of fret a note like that in the same way as you would do with one of your fingers. You're not really doing that. If you just cradle the neck in the crook of your hand like that, your thumb should kind of rest there, and it's just using that this joint in your thumb here just to kind of hook round a little bit like that, and you can get the note, and you should still have mobility with these fingers. If that's not the case, then maybe try your guitar with a different neck profile. I've always found this quite difficult to do on 80s skinny Ibanez Wizard shredder type necks, so that might be worth exploring. But let's assume that you can just put your thumb there and then just curl it in a little bit like that and get that note. Okay. What this finger's doing, what your index finger, I'll get my thumb out the way for the moment so you can see, that's basically going to be playing on these three strings, or sometimes just these two. And either that or that. But this finger has a role in muting as well. If I'm covering these three strings like this, then my index finger is muting that string there. But you can probably already see that it's also butting up against the fifth string like that, so the fifth string ain't going to make any noise. Now combine that with my thumb, I should be able to get just that. I can strum all the strings and hopefully just get the ones I want. So that gives us essentially a minor 7 chord. That's how I often play a minor 7 chord, rather than going for the full-on sort of bar chord like that. But we're not dealing with minor 7 chords here, we're dealing with 7th chords. But there's only one note different between a minor 7th chord and a dominant 7th or 7th chord, and that is this note here. This is the minor third that's in the minor 7th chord, and this is the major third that's in the dominant 7th chord. So we can go like that, and suddenly you start getting a very bluesy kind of vamp coming out. Okay, and then you can bring in like this triad here with your third finger on the that would be a D triad there, on the second, third and fourth strings. So you get, there's your hammer onto the major third, and then play that triad there, and then back on like that. So you get, and you can see how I'm strumming the strings. I'm not really being surgical and precise with this hand. This hand needs to be kind of a little bit loose and devil-may-care, just so that you're getting that fluency there. And like that, and you get that lovely kind of Texas blues kind of sound. And again, when I'm going for that note there, I'm not precisely picking that. I'm just coming back up across muted strings and getting that note there, and I'm muting the strings with, as I say, this finger here. I can let the pressure go off those strings there, so I can just go like that and just get mainly the one note that I want. So that there is your root note, the one that your thumb is playing, and that gives us a nice little A7 kind of vamp like that, and you can do variations on that, just bringing in a little bit of minor pentatonic like that. I think I did that on one of the choruses on the demonstration. That kind of thing, and just move that around. So up here is where the D is. There's your D root note. So when you go to the 4 chord, the D7, there it is, and there's your E up there at the 12th fret, like that. All sorts of variations on this. I used to use this back in the early 90s in a band for a funky version of Crossroads, where I think we used to play it something like that. It's just basically this Stevie Ray kind of vamp like that. Of course, you don't have to hammer that note on there. You saw me in the demonstration earlier doing a kind of what was it, like that. Just, is that vibrato or is it a bend? It's kind of in the grey area between the two. It's either a very wide vibrato or it's that sort of microtonal bend that you get in blues solos a lot. Either way, it sounds good, so you get. And don't be scared of getting the odd few open strings in there. There's my phone going off. Getting the odd few open strings in there. Typically, blues is going to be played in a key like A or D or E or G, where any of the open strings are going to be essentially right notes, and we'll just add colour to it. So the key is getting it fluent and just letting the vibe of it carry you through. So like that, and just maintaining a nice fluent, relaxed motion with this hand, and relying on the fact that, as I say, open strings aren't the end of the world if you do get a few of them creeping in, and they're not going to be overpowering what you're playing anyway, because of as I said, you kind of getting a fair bit of muting going on. So that is the secret, if there is such a thing, to playing this sort of Texas blues, slightly Stevie Ray kind of seventh chord vamp. Have fun with it. And as always, there is a full tab for this lesson, along with a clip of me playing that piece of music and that explanation you've just seen there, and a backing track to play along with for yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. $3 or £2.50 a month, and you get access to all of these extra goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive heartfelt thank you to everybody who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked, you know where, down below. And that is it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful and informative in some small way, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? Don't forget, as ever, the live stream every Friday 5 PM UK time. We have beer, we talk, music and guitars. What's not to like? It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend. I would love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.